Any major event in the Western world these days is always taken over by liberal elites to enforce their ideology of tolerance and diversity onto the rest of the world. And the Paris Olympics was no different. It started, as I'm sure you'll remember, with a complete mockery of Christianity, giving some LGBTQ version of the Last Supper. Interesting how these lefties are never very tolerant of Christianity, isn't it? And I thought I'd run through some of the bizarre highlights of what's meant to be a display of the greatest in human endeavour, but is slowly turning into what seems like the most degenerate. First up is this bizarre breakdancing from this Australian lady who apparently has a PhD in cultural movement, don't you know? That shows that we're just too stupid to understand how brilliant this is. However, why breakdancing's in the Olympics in the first place, God only knows. I mean, is it just me, or does she look like a 4-year-old who's drank too much Coca-Cola? And beside the glorious breakdancing there, we also had the bizarre introduction of American ghetto culture. Rapper Snoop Dogg carried in the Olympic flame for some reason. What he's got to do with Paris, I don't quite know. And then you had women like this celebrating their appearance at the Olympics in, well, ghetto fashion. And as tends to be the way with ghetto culture these days, this trend was aped by Alicia Newman. She's a white liberal Canadian athlete who has an OnlyFans page, so she's basically a glorified porn star Olympian. And then we had the, well, how can I say without getting a strike from YouTube, the female boxers who've questioned their gender identity, both knocking out women and winning gold. And then we had more weirdness at the end to close the ceremony before Tom Cruise came along and did a few of his stunts, because the next Olympics is in LA. Can't imagine that's going to be weird, can you? Yet of course, in essence, what's going on here is what I talk about a lot on this channel. A country like France with an amazing history, a massive culture to show the world, can't even really muster up anything French. It's just repeating tawdry cliché left-wing globalist values. The most depressing thing about all this is the Western world just isn't going back. The liberal elite aren't going to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, that was a bit of a funny fever dream, back to sanity. They're going to push this all the more. What must China, Iran, Russia think? They must think we can destroy the West without even firing a bullet. Just watch it destroy itself. Anyway, these are just some of my thoughts. Do let me know what you think down below, and do consider subscribing to the channel.